just come into your most comfortable seated position. Lift up your spine tall, and again, maybe just bringing that hand to the belly and starting to feel the belly here. So a lot of the times we don't realize that our breath is up here into the chest, shallow. So just start to bring your hand to your belly, close down your eyes, and visualize this belly expanding with each inhale. And each exhale, just feel the belly contract. Feel the expansion on your inhale. Exhale, draw the belly button in towards the spine. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. We're going to continue this breath, and we're going to start to bring a little light constriction to the back of the throat. So if you've ever fogged a mirror, you can bring your hand out in front of you and just imagine that you're fogging this mirror. As you inhale, draw the breath in and recreate that same light constriction. As you exhale, you'll feel a warmth on your palm. As you're inhaling, you're drawing that warmth into the body. So you can place your hands back to your lap if that's most comfortable. Continue that breathing, ha sound on your exhale. Inhaling. And when you're comfortable, seal your lips together and move this breath gently and with a natural rhythm in and out of your nose. So again, coming back to where that breath is coming from, relax the chest, soften the belly, and feel that breath moving gently throughout the body. Into the nose, back of the throat, down to the bottom of the lungs, back out from the bottom of the lungs, back of the throat, and out of the nose. As we breathe, just scan the body and be mindful of any place you hold tension. Relax down the facial muscles, shoulders away from the ears. Relax your arms. Soften the hands. Taking a few of these deep breaths, we're becoming established for the whole practice. If the mind is busy with thoughts, just recognize that thought and tune the mind to start thinking about the breath, whether you count the breath in and out, or you just start to visualize where this breath is moving and envision the lungs expanding and filling up with each inhale, and emptying out on each exhale. We'll use this breath throughout the whole practice, so finding what helps you connect to this breath in this moment. Just keeping the eyes closed, continuing this breath, we'll just start to gently bring the chin in towards the chest. Gently bring the crown of the head towards the back of the room. Gently draw the chin into the chest. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, reach the crown of the head towards the back of the room. Bring your neck back to neutral. And again, you can keep your eyes open or closed as you start to glance towards the right shoulder. Take a deep breath here and just hold. And then gently bring your gaze over towards the left. Nice and slowly take a breath here. Slowly bring your gaze over towards the right. your gaze gently towards the left. Coming back to neutral, now we'll just guide the right ear over to the right shoulder. If that feels good, you want to reach the left fingertips down to the ground. Maybe you want to lift the fingertips off of the ground, reach the pinky back. And if that feels even better, you can take your right hand to your left temple and just imagine lengthening the neck and arm on the inhale and guiding your right ear towards the shoulder on your exhale. If there's any pinching or tingling, just release your hand and maybe bring both hands to the lap. We're just being gentle with ourselves, breathing into that length that we've created in the muscles. Gently release your hands, draw your left ear over to your left shoulder. You can pause and stay here, breathing into that space. If you like, you can reach the right fingertips down, maybe even the right or left fingertips to the right temple. Maybe the right pinky goes back. Just start to tune in. Everything is slow in this practice, so we're listening to our body, what it needs most. One more inhale. Exhale to release. Take a deep breath in, sweep the arms out and up, bring your palms to touch. As you exhale, flip your palms to face down, sweep the arms to the sides. Take a full breath in, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, bring your arms to the sides. One more inhale, reach out and up. And exhale, release your hands down. If you have your strap, reach for your strap now. We're going to take the strap into the hands. Start with your hands in the middle of your strap. And inhale, reach the arms forward and up. And you can keep your hands just overhead here. Just start to draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Or if that feels good, you can start to walk the hands away and maybe just squeezing the upper back muscles slightly. Your strap can be directly over your head, or you may even draw the strap back behind the head. However that feels good. Keep the chin soft, relax the throat and belly. We're going to take a tiny lateral stretch here. Start to draw the right fist down, the left fist will come up, and just go as far as that feels good. You're continuing to engage the left side of the body and the back so that you are staying lifted, the heart's forward. Then inhale, come all the way back up. Lateral stretch over towards the left. Left fist comes down again, just keeping like a slight rotation of the torso so that the back is engaged. Good. Inhale, come all the way up, and then bring your strap back down to your lap. Bring one end of your strap behind your back so that both straps are in front. And we'll take our hands towards the tailbone and hold on to the strap there. So if you have really tight shoulders like I do, and you're going to be pulling on the elbow joints when you're straightening the arms, you can just keep the elbows bent here and concentrate on drawing the shoulder blades together and down the length of your back. If you like, you can start to work the hands away from the tailbone, and maybe even a wider stance feels better in the pectoral muscles here. So again, this is your practice. We're taking this slow. And we're just benefiting from these stretches. So anything that feels good and where you can relax the jaw and throat. Couple breaths here. Good, and we'll gently release. Take your hands out in front of you, interlace your hands, and we'll just release the wrist with a little roll here. So you can go in a circle, or if that feels good, to create a figure 8 with the hands. And if you've had a class, change the whichever thumb was on top and then take the opposite direction. Okay, and then just release your hands to your lap. We're going to take a seated cat-cow. On your inhale, start to broaden through the chest muscles. You'll draw the shoulder blades back, and maybe your chin lifts slightly. Take a deep breath in. Your exhale, draw your chin into your chest and imagine this C curve with your spine, belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, start to lift the chest and chin forward again, engaging the shoulders towards one another. In your exhale, round the upper back, round the spine, chin to the chest. Once again, inhale, draw forward, chin up. Exhale, tuck the chin in, round the spine. We'll take a few circles here. So start by going towards the right, forward, left, and back. So try and match your breath here. As you inhale, come forward, chin lifts just like we did. And on your exhale, you're in that cat position. So tucking the chin in, rounding the spine. Inhaling cow, chest and chin come forward. Exhaling as you come back. On your last exhale, come to sit up straight and we'll change direction, just nice and gently. So inhaling, start left, forward and right. Exhaling, come back. Matching the breath with each movement. On your last exhale, we'll come back to sit up nice and tall. Spinal twist, bring your right hand to your left knee, walk your left hand behind you. Lift up as tall as you can through the crown of your head. And on your exhale, rotate from the core of the body, the trunk. Just being gentle with your gaze towards the left shoulder. So if we don't look completely to the left shoulder, that's okay. We're doing a nice spinal twist here, so this is more about the trunk of the body. Take another full inhale. Exhale to unwind. Come to the opposite side. Left hand to right knee, right hand walks behind. Lift up nice and tall. On your exhale, draw the belly button in and move from the center of the body. Take another full inhale. Exhale to gently unwind. We're going to come into our first position. We'll come into a wide leg seated forward fold. If you have a chair, you can use a chair. If you don't have a chair but you have a couple of pillows, you can have the pillows in front of you. I'll demonstrate with a chair. You can always sit on a blanket as well if that helps to bring your hips up a little bit higher. And you can also, if you have a couple small blankets, roll them to go underneath the knees when you're in your forward fold. So the forward fold, your legs don't have to be completely straight. And if that feels good to have a bend to the knees, sit up on a blanket, and just have your chair or a couple of pillows in front of you. Lift up nice and tall on your inhale. On your exhale, you'll just start to slowly fold forward. So again, using whatever you have at home to feel really comfortable here. See if you can flex the toes and keep the legs slightly active so that we get a nice hamstring stretch here. Relax the back of the neck. We're going to be here a few minutes. Now, if at any point this is not comfortable, you can come all the way back up and maybe just come back to that seated position or maybe even lying down on the back. In restorative yoga, if we're not relaxed in our pose, we're not doing the job. We're not doing our parasympathetic nervous system some justice. So we want to be comfortable in any posture we take. So we'll be here a few minutes, so just start to get settled, make any last minute adjustments. Maybe you do decide that your sits bones need a little cushion, so you sit on a blanket. And as you exhale, just start to fold over. We'll just take the next few minutes here to be completely relaxed. See if you notice the expansion of your belly on the inhale. And the drawing of the belly button in towards the spine on your exhale. Relaxing the backs of the shoulders, the neck. Start to take just a little bit deeper of a breath. And on your inhale, slowly come away from your pillow or chair. We're going to draw the chair just a little bit away from your body. Bend the knees and then just hug them in. And windshield wiper the knees side to side. Bring your hands back behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades in, and just start to rock them side to side gently. We're going to slowly come into a tabletop position. So this time just drawing the knees over to the side, coming into our tabletop position, hands and knees. And we'll just take a couple of our cat-cows here. So if this is comfortable, we'll start to do our cat-cows. We'll take our inhale, start to soften the belly down, lifting the tailbone up. Exhale, draw the belly button in, round through the spine. Inhale, soften belly down, looking forward slightly. And exhale, gaze towards the belly. One more inhale, soften belly down. exhale, curl and round. Come back to neutral and make sure this time you have your blanket near you. We'll use that in a moment. From your tabletop position, bend your elbows and slowly come down to chest chin. So gently guide your chest chin down to the mat. Inhale, slide to the belly for cobra. And we'll just do a small lift here. So tucking the toes, thighs come off of the mat, and just lift the chest slightly. Doing a little bit of back strength. Take another inhale. And exhale, lower all the way down. We're going to come into crocodile pose. So bring your forearms to the top of the mat, maybe one on top of the other. Your 10 toenails can touch the ground. And this pose is just going to be prone. So we're going to be on our belly for a few minutes. Just allow your forehead to rest onto your hands, or if you prefer to have your arms out like cactus, you can have your forehead on a blanket here. So we're going to take a few minutes here just to let the back soften. Take a few deep breaths into the belly. Just start to feel settled and relaxed. We're going to take just one more deep breath here. The next inhale, we'll slowly move into Sphinx pose. Come back up to the forearms. Draw your elbows in close to the body. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Draw the tops of the shoulders away from the ears. Press the palms down. This is a slightly active pose. We're just strengthening the back muscles here, keeping the toenails pressed into the ground, causing a slight rotation, drawing the inner thighs towards one another. If this becomes a little much or you feel like your structure is compromised, just come back into crocodile all the way down to the forehead. We'll just take a few breaths here. Just feel the sides of the body lengthening on the inhale. Keep the upper back engaged. We're going to take one more breath. And then lower gently back into crocodile. So bring one hand in front of the other, rest your forehead down. We're going to take our right knee in. So if you have the blanket here, that might be nice underneath the knee. So I'm just going to bend my right knee, and then I'm just going to slide it in as high as I can. So my knee is about hip height here. So this is a slightly different variation than pigeon, but this is a really good hip opener here. So just have your knee up as high as that feels good. We're going to come back to the belly and just stay here. So feel how that is in your body. Maybe the blanket brings the hip a little too high, or maybe you need it underneath the belly as well. So just make this really comfortable. We're coming into this passive hip opener, and we'll be here a few minutes. So just start to feel yourself settling down, relax down the forehead. Soften the belly. I'm going to take one more deep breath here. Slowly start to slide the right leg to meet the left. We're going to switch the blanket over towards the left, and we're going to do the same on the other side. Just bending the left knee in, sliding it as high as that feels good. Popping it underneath the blanket. And again, if the blanket makes the hip a little too high, you can always take the blanket away. We'll just start to slowly lower down to the forehead once again, and just start to open up the left hip. Take a few deep breaths, start to come back down, settle into the posture, connect back to your Ujjayi breath. Start to take just a little bit deeper of a breath. And slowly start to straighten that left leg out, meeting the right. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders. Come back to tabletop position, hands and knees. And come onto one side of the hip. We're going to bring the blanket back to the chair. I'm going to just bring our legs up the chair. Have your strap nearby. We're just going to start to get close to the chair and bring both legs up onto the chair. So it's nice to have that blanket, to have a cushion underneath the calf muscles. And if you have another blanket, you can always bring that to be underneath the neck. So I'm just going to gently come all the way down. Bring this small blanket or towel underneath my neck. We're just going to take a few moments to settle here. And if that feels good, you can always bend the elbows and make cactus arms. Or you can just keep your hands rested onto the belly or the sides of your body. Your exhale, see if you can bring the small of your low back to the ground. So you're doing like a slight pelvic tilt here. We'll take one more full breath this way. Your next inhale, slowly hug your right knee into the midline of your body. See if you can continue to do a slight pelvic tilt, just like we do in cat pose, having the small of the low back on the ground. And then placing the strap onto the arch of your right foot, we'll just slowly start to straighten the right leg up towards the sky. Flex the toes towards the face, slighter deep bend to the right knee. You can always place the right foot back to the chair if this becomes a little too much. So we're just getting a nice hamstring stretch here. And keeping the quadricep active. If you have a really long strap, see if the triceps can rest to the ground. Gently bend your right knee back into the middle of the body. Release the strap from the right foot and gently place the right foot back to the chair. Hug your left knee into the middle of the body. You can interlace your hands, hold on to the back of the hamstring, And just drawing the left knee in. Place the strap to the arch of the left foot. And inhale slowly to start to straighten the left leg, flex the left toes towards the face. Again, a deep or micro bend to the knees, just fine. Hold on to the end of the strap so that the triceps rest to the ground. Soften the jaw and the throat. Soften the chest muscles. Rebend your left knee, hug it in. And if your strap is small, the loop in the strap, just make that a little bit bigger. You're going to re-extend the left leg, and this time see if you can extend the right so that both feet are in the strap. We're just going to have the feet overhead. So this is the same effect. If you're at home and you have the wall, you can always just go over to the wall if that's more comfortable for you and just stick the legs up the wall. This is the same effect. So the blood flow is reversing from the feet to the internal organs, slowing down the rate of the heart, and just relaxing the body. This is a really great pose to do right before bed. And again, just keeping the jaw and the throat soft. Keep the belly continuously breathing with the Ujjayi breath. We'll take one more deep breath. Gently bend one knee at a time into the midline of the body. Release the strap from your feet. And if you have your chair, you can just push that aside and come into a spinal twist. So gently come over to the right side of the body. Roll the knees all the way over. You can take your blanket, if you like, underneath the knee and hip here. Maybe in between the knees. And either giving yourself a big hug, or you can open that left arm out. If you have your bolster, that might be nice to slide that onto your back so that you don't find yourself rolling over. And we will be here for a couple of minutes in our spinal twist, so do make yourself comfortable. Draw the knees above hip height. Take one more deep breath. And gently bringing the bolster over to the other side of the body. We'll switch sides. Hug your knees to the middle of the body. Gently rolling off to the left. And if that blanket is nice underneath the hip and knees here, bringing the bolster at your back so that you don't roll over. You can either give yourself a big hug or open the right arm out. I have a blanket underneath my neck here. Just support yourself however that feels good. If you want to look towards the right shoulder or towards the left hand. And take one more deep breath here. Just come over onto your left side. Use the right hand. Gently come all the way back up. And we're going to take our props to come into the most comfortable final relaxation pose. So I'm going to take my bolster for underneath my knees. I have the blanket for underneath my neck. And then I'm going to just use my blanket for on top of my feet. Just making myself as comfortable as possible. Restorative yoga, we take a little bit longer of a shavasana, so just make yourself however it's most comfortable. We'll be here a while. Once you become settled into your final resting pose, start to relax the space between the eyebrows. Relax down your jaw. Relax your throat, chest. Relax both of your arms, both of your hands. Relax the backs of your shoulders. Soften the low back. Soften your glute muscles. Relax both feet, both legs. Relax your whole body. gently start to bring awareness back to your body. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring movement to your fingers and toes. Draw your arms overhead for a stretch. Roll around your wrists and ankles. Hug your knees gently into the middle of the body. And gently roll to one side in a fetal position. When you're ready, gently come up to a seated position. Thank you all so much for practicing this Saturday morning flow with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.